Happy Sunday, everybody. I am Tara with Tara Simon Studios, and today's Throne Room Confession is on when your pit becomes your platform. So this is for those of you who are in a place where you don't see a way out of. This is for those of you who may have passed that place and you're at the platform stage, but either way, wherever you are, I want to share with you a couple just really cool testimonies, one personal and one of a dear fan and friend of mine actually now, and to encourage you today, and hopefully you can relate to the things that I'm saying, and you can be encouraged and press forward in whatever you're going through. But the first thing I want to talk about is my personal pit, and it's kind of interesting actually looking back. You know, perspective is so cool, and hindsight's always 20/20, but a moment in my life, an area in my life where a pit became my platform was actually vocal coaching. I know that that's weird. A lot of you guys think maybe I was born to do this, or I had always set my sights on doing what I'm doing right now, and I'm here to tell you that could not be farther from the truth. The truth is, I have been singing since I was 3 on stages and on platforms in churches, and I have been told my entire life, you are a bright shining star, we're gonna see your name in lights, you're gonna do stuff, you're gonna be a Grammy award-winning artist by the time you're 16. All of these things were spoken into my life, and I took that and ran with it and believed it and wanted it for myself. That was my goal. Those were my initiatives and my driving forces growing up. And I was on track to achieve them, to be quite honest with you. I won best in state when I was a 10th grader up against a lot of seniors in the state of Florida. I won the best vocalist in the state. I did Broadway when I was just 19. I got a lead role in a Broadway musical and toured Europe doing that. I had recorded songs, and I then was on television on the X Factor. So I was making waves, I was making moves, right? And then some of you guys know a little bit of my testimony. I was in a marriage where I was put in the position to be the sole, at most times, breadwinner, and had to find a way to really support myself, and at the time my ex-husband, and the lifestyle that he really wanted and kind of it seemed like he needed. And so I was in a really dark place, a despairing place, a place where I was like, wow, I can't even dream anymore. Like, I can't afford to dream. That's what I thought. I can't afford to dream those dreams. I can't afford to pursue those passions because I have got bills that come up every single month like clockwork, and I am now responsible for paying for them all and figuring out a way to not go into debt or to use all of the savings, which, you know, I pretty much did at the time. And it was really dire straits, you know? And I remember feeling like I was stuck in sludge, like I was stuck in a pit, and thinking, Lord, how? Like, I don't see a way out of this. How do I get myself back to the place where I can dream, back to the place where I have the luxury of time to pursue my passions instead of just fight and strive under the tyranny of the urgent that is before me? And I know a lot of you who are watching that, you're like, yes, that's exactly how I feel right now. Well, the good news is that was not the end of my story, and I want to tell you, it's not the end of yours either. Where you are now and where I was then, God was still right there with me. He still heard my prayers just like he does now. It just didn't feel like it. And I took any door that was open to me. And anywhere I would sing, you know, what people would ask afterwards, not if I could sing at their party or their gig or their concert. No, they wanted to know if I could vocal coach their daughter or their grandson or them. I didn't advertise this. I didn't have a website for it. I, in fact, ran in the opposite direction from being a vocal coach. I literally, I'm admitting this now, okay? This is vulnerability time. I literally would, behind closed doors, call my students wretched children. This is before I had a child, guys. Give me some grace. But I would just I had no heart. I had no heart for it. I was like, I am wasting my time and my talent on this, like on piano lessons, on beginner voice lessons, on little kid. Like, no, this is not what I was meant to do. And I was indignant, to be honest, and I felt like even though God was providing in that way, it wasn't the way I wanted, and so I was just in a pit. And I could not understand why he had me there. Do you know what I'm doing now, talking to you from my throne on my YouTube channel with nearly 1 million subscribers right now? I didn't know then why I was doing that, but God knew. He knew that those moments in the pit were the very thing that was then later on going to be my platform. And I have to tell you guys, in those moments, I never ever would have been able to put that together myself. I'm not that smart. I'm not as smart as God. I never would have been able to say, oh yes, but this is all going to be worth it because someday I will be very well known on YouTube and people will seek after my wise vocal No, I had no idea. All I knew was that I was stuck in a podunk town in my little room with a piano with this kid sitting in my living room playing a song that they did not practice, and I'm like, what is happening with my life right now? But he knew what was happening, and he knows what's happening with your life right now too. And so as I was faithful in the very, very little, and in the very anonymous, and in the very insignificant, it seemed at the time, okay, God honored that, and he made my pit literally into what is now my literal platform in life. And I'm gonna go on to tell you, so much so, he's created this platform for me, so much so. Do you know what I got to do today before I filmed this? Because of the platform that he gave to me, I got to minister to one of you guys. I got to call one of you guys up. One of you guys is fans who has just delivered emails to me, and the Holy Spirit has just given this woman the most timeliest emails that she sent to me in times of some of my greatest despair over the last year. And God used her, and she became special to me, and she recently had a miscarriage, and she's been believing God for a baby for a long time. And you know who you are. And I was so excited. She sent me an email saying that she conceived, and it was early on, but that she wanted to tell me, and I was so honored. And I got the email a couple days late, and so I was reading it, celebrating in my office, and then the very next email from her was saying the very next day that it was miscarried. And I read them both consecutively back to back because I had gotten the first email late, and I was like, no. And so I've never talked to her on the phone, but I got her number, and I got to pray with her, and I got to be an encouragement to her today. And I got to use the platform that God gave me from my pit to help encourage her out of hers. Okay. That blows my mind. Like, God is so good, guys, and he's so much bigger, and his plans are so much more intricately woven and intentional than we could have ever imagined or asked for. He is all that you've asked, think, or could imagine. And I am here to tell you on my little white throne here that I never in my life would have expected to get to minister to a perfect stranger somewhere in I don't even know where she is in the world, somewhere in the US, because of the pit that God turned into my platform. And so I don't know what your pit is today. I don't know if you're struggling with a job and that you just can't seem to make ends meet. I don't know if your pit is that you've got a child with special needs and you just do not see a life that's normal for this child. You don't see any freedom at the end of yours. That you don't know when you go what's going to happen to this kid. You have anxiety over that, and it's like soul crushing for you every day. I don't know if I'm speaking to you about a relationship that has yet to happen and love that is unrequited, and you are believing God for a husband or a wife or a father or a mother for your children. I don't know if it's that you're believing God to get to this country, if you're trying to immigrate from a place that is full of tyranny and strife and it is unsafe, and you're wanting a better life for your family. I don't know if your pit is a death in the family, that you're just struggling to face another day without that person because the loss of that person just literally makes it hard for you to breathe and crushes your soul on the inside. I want you to know that as I'm saying these examples, I'm feeling your pain. I am an empath, and I physically feel your pain right now. I don't know who you are. I don't know if those things hit home to you or not. I don't know if you're a little girl or a little boy going through abuse in your family and you don't see ever any light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know if you see yourself as being lovable, if you think that you're suicidal because of all the trauma that's gone on in your life and it's just all too much for you. I am speaking to you right now. I want you to look into my face, look into my eyes. I want you to know something. It didn't just happen for me. He doesn't just take my pit and make it a platform. If you're faithful and if you trust him and you surrender to him, I promise you, he is not a man that he should lie. He will turn your pit into your greatest platform. It's not over for you. Don't give up. It's not over for you. Press in. It is not over for you. He sees exactly where you are. He knows exactly every single tear. He has measured them in the palm of his hand. And I'm begging you right now, from someone who has been in a very, very deep pit for a very, very long time. Intermittently, it comes and goes at times in my life. And I want you to know that he will make your pit into your greatest victory, into your greatest platform. And just like my platform now, it doesn't just end there. He's so much bigger than just exalting you into a place of comfortability from a place of obscurity or from a place of lack and a place of want, a place from abuse, a place of trauma. He doesn't just want to take you from that and make you comfortable and make you seen and to make you feel like you matter. That's all good and that's all valid, but that is so not where God stops. He was going to take that platform and then he's going to use it to raise other people up from their pit. And man, that's for me, like, that is the full circle completion of the goodness of God, of the bigness of God, of the sovereignty of God. Oh man, can we just praise him? Like, I'm so set on fire today for just that revelation in my life. I'm so blessed to be able to just use what God has given me in this moment in time in my life to bless anybody who needs it. I'm so grateful for that. So I just want you to see something that happens on the other side, guys. I want you to know that where you are is not where he will leave you, and your ladder will be greater than your past. I hope and pray that this encouraged you today. I really, really do. Our God that we serve, he comes in such a way that we could never have anticipated, imagined, or hoped. I pray hope over your life today. I pray that pit becomes your platform in a real and tangible way. And I pray that you believe that with me today for yourself. I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.